Welcome to this episode of She's All Books. Come and hang out for book reviews, bookish content, and nostalgic vibes. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Here with me today is author Jessica Noelle, who wrote Adopting Secrets that came out February 6, 2024. We're going to chat all things books, being an author, and being a book lover. Thanks for being with us, Jessica.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, we are going to set the nostalgic tone with my favorite activity of using a paper fortune teller. For those of you who are not familiar with paper fortune tellers, these are fun little origami tools that you can ask questions to people. They have 4 different colors written on the outside and then 8 numbers on the inside. And under each number is a question that I have for Jessica to answer. All right, Jessica, are you ready?
Yes.
Your options are pink, orange, blue, or green, and you might not really be able to see them.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously pink. I'm going pink. I mean, not obviously, I'm not wearing pink, but pink is my favorite color. So.
Pink, of course. Yeah. It has to be the first one. Pink. All right, so I'm going to spell out pink, P-I-N-K. Your number choices are 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Ooh, 2.
You're going to go with 2?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
okay. 2. Perfect. All right. My first question for you is, what are your favorite tropes to read, and what are your favorite tropes to write?
Oh, good question. I'm one of the weirdos who likes the miscommunication trope. So not everyone's a fan. I really like it. Books like When We Were and Yours Truly, where it's just an absolute mess, but you just know that it's going to end up fine. So I like the ride it takes you on. It's a lot of fun. My favorite tropes to write.
And I feel like that's how I found you, was through Diana Elliott Graham. And she shared Adopting Secrets, and she's the author of When We Were, and it's an obsession of mine, and led me to Adopting Secrets. Thank goodness.
I know, I love her. She's the best.
Yeah,
we've been Instagram friends for a little bit, and she's always there. I'm like, Diana, I need help. And I really enjoy writing love stories that are like unrequited, not meant to be, not what you would root for necessarily, but end up fitting together in the end. That's probably my favorite.
Awesome. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Same color choices: pink, orange, blue, or green. Blue. All right. E. This time your choices are 3, 4, 7, or 8. Ooh, can't really see it.
4.
4. Perfect. All right. Question number 4. What are 3 things that readers probably do not know about you?
Yeah, I had to ask my husband this question this morning because I was like, what's something interesting about me, babe?
It's me every time anyone asks me this question.
I'm like, I don't know. I actually go by my middle name, which is Noelle. For most people, call me Noelle. I've been Noelle since I was 3. And so my legal name is Jessica. And but I go by Noelle mostly. So my author name is Jessica Noelle, and that's kind of like 2 first names together. So that's one interesting fact. 2 is I travel a lot, and so the places in my books are most of the time places that I've actually been to. which is a lot of fun because I feel like I put little pieces of my experiences in my books, which I've written one and another, but that one's not out yet. But I like to put my experiences on the pages. I feel it makes it more authentic. And it's also kind of like a keepsake for me. I can reread my writings and be like, oh, yeah, it's a journal entry from someone else's perspective, but like I lived that. So that's fun.
Yes.
And I actually, so third fact is I started writing at a newspaper. I was a journalist. And I actually had a food column, and I was kind of like the lifestyle fluff writer. And then my first publishings were actually allergy-friendly cookbooks. So I wrote cookbooks before I wrote a novel. So yeah.
That is amazing. Wow. So you have like cookbooks out there that people can like purchase online?
I do, yeah. They're under the umbrella title of Comfort Without Compromise, because I'm a major comfort food eater, but I can't eat a lot of things. So I like to make
so
comfort
neat. I'm going
meals.
to check that out. I am also a comfort food eater. That is amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And recently did you travel to Disney World, right?
Yeah, this year alone we've been to Disney World, Disneyland. We're headed to Palm Desert next week, or on Saturday.
Wow.
And where else did we go? We travel like once a month. It's chaotic.
That
and
is
a lot.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice. That is so exciting. Those are 3 things that I just learned about you, and I love it. All right. Back to the fortune teller.
Yay.
Maybe, because it just came unfolded. Yep, here we go. All right. Pink, blue, green, or orange?
Green.
Green. All right. Green. Your numbers again are 3, 4, 7, or 8, but you already chose 4.
Okay. 7.
7. All right. Let's go with 7. Okay. What is something about the book community that surprised you? And it can be good, not good, just surprised you. What's something?
I don't want to be negative, so I'm going to do one of each. One
yes, perfect.
is I love the addictiveness of books, and I've been collecting books since I was like 4 years old. And the fact that there are other people out there who are as neurotic about it as me is just really thrilling and feels really good.
Yes.
And then negatively, I'll say it's probably in like the book community, but it's when authors put out books in hardcover first when the rest of their series is in paperback, or have like this chapter's at Target and this chapter's at Barnes and Noble and this chapter's indie. I'm like, stop. I have the other 2 books in paperback. I want it in paperback, not hardcover, and I want it all in one bundle. I don't want the same book 4 times.
Yes. And I'm having a hard time lately with like finding books. Like some authors, if it's a series, they'll redo the covers.
Yes.
And then like I'm trying to collect all of one of the cover styles, and then like I can't get the last one in the cover style or something, and I want them to match. So that's been like very stressful for me.
It's like so rapid too. It like you just came out with this book, and 3 weeks later you've changed the cover. Stop it.
Yes.
It only bugs me when it's a series.
Exactly.
Though. Like if it's a standalone, you. I don't care. But with the series, like make it pretty. I have OCD, so it's really difficult for me.
Yeah. What? Orange, pink, green, or blue?
Orange.
Not even sure. Orange. R-A-N-G. You'll get sick of me spelling these out soon. 1, 2, 5, and 6.
1.
Perfect. All right. Fill in the blank. My ideal book boyfriend blank.
Resand. I mean, in a nutshell. But I also really like
Yeah.
Aaron from The Spanish Love Deception. Tall suit.
Yes. Yeah.
I like a
Yes.
main male character in a suit.
Yes.
And dark hair. I mean,
There's how you introduced the main male character in Adopting Secrets. Like, I don't know what it was, but something about Trevor, like when he was introduced, I was like, I love him. Like, it was like an instant love because, like, I feel like he checked all my boxes with not to say average in a negative way, but like he came across just as very like authentic from the beginning. Like when he was introduced at the bar, it was like the bar scene. And I was just like,
yeah.
I think I'm obsessed with you already. I don't even know like how to put that into words, like what it was about him, but perfection.
That's what I wanted. I actually, I wrote the novel except for the end because it's kind of a love triangle and I won't give any spoilers, but like I could not figure out who she should end up with. It took a very long time.
Yeah.
I like sat there and I was like, okay, think about it. Who is her person? And I couldn't write it for like a month and a half. It didn't come to me. I had to, because I loved both of them so much. But I was like, which one is hers?
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah. I loved them both. I just think Trevor was like my
Love him.
blue, green, orange.
Pink again.
1, 2, 5, or 6.
Have I done 6 yet? I don't know if I've done 6.
We have not done 6.
Okay, 6.
The last one, not the last one. We still have 5 and 6. Yeah.
Okay, well 6.
All right. Question number 6. Without giving away any spoilers, what are the tropes for Adopting Secrets and any micro tropes that you could think of, or none if you don't have any on the top of your mind, for Adopting Secrets?
I'm going to reference my picture because it's just easier for me to remember because I feel like there's a lot.
I love
all
of them. There are a lot in this book.
A lot of tropes. Like I went a little trope heavy.
This, you will not be disappointed, and you will find your trope for sure that you love in this book.
Yeah, I tried to cover all the bases. There's secret identity, accidental love, trauma, obviously. Like, it's not a good love story unless it's like, brutal.
That make you hurt.
I'd say a micro trope is like men in uniform because it's not like a big part of the story, but it is in there. Fake forced relationship, love at first sight, forbidden love. Maybe another micro trope is like travel. I bounce around to a few different places. Opposites attract, break up to save him or her, and love triangle is kind of tropes that I've got. There's also, like shower scenes, I don't know. Cabin in the woods. That kind of a vibe. I wanted to do a read that you could like sit on vacation and get through in like a day sitting by the pool. I wanted to do a read that you could read while you're on a beach somewhere or it's raining outside and you want to get the cozy vibes. I just kind of wanted to make one of those universal books that I would want to read. Like I would want to read Adopting Secrets lounging in a lounge chair and also by a fireplace with like a warm cup of tea. It's got both vibes.
Somebody posted like a question of the day and it was like, what is a book that you recommend with like spring vibes? And I tagged Adopting Secrets in it because I was thinking like people travel a lot in the spring, and like it was the perfect book to take with you like when you're traveling somewhere and you're able to just like lounge and relax, and like you're looking for a really good book to dive into because you will get sucked into it feeling. And then I tagged you in that comment, like it was like a couple weeks ago, but it has like the perfect like spring summer read, like for vacationing and trips that you're going on. But also, like you said, you could cozy up next to a fire and read it. Like it's very versatile.
Thank you.
Yeah, all those good tropes. Next, colors: blue, green, orange, pink. I just wish they showed up better.
Blue.
Blue, awesome. BLUE. 3, 4, 7, and 8. But I think we already did 8.
Yeah, 3.
3. All right.
Okay.
All right. Can you tell the readers like your explanation of Adopting Secrets, like a brief blurb in your own words, without giving any spoilers? We've already talked a little bit about the tropes. We've kind of painted the picture a little bit already, but like if you had to talk about, like if you're writing the back of the book, even though it's already written, what would you say?
Do I cheat?
Yeah. Oh, a second, let me tell you. Yeah.
Let me just I would say, well, number one, this book has been so hard for me to market. Like, way to go off on my first novel, because there's so many like things you can't say to unravel the story. Like, I can't say, oh, this happens, because then it gives away like the whole middle. But I will say,
it would give probably some of the things you could say would give away like the whole first like 2/3 of the book. That's why the questions are kind of challenging.
It just like unravels.
Yes, yeah.
But Cat Clement has been in my brain since I was in 8th grade, so long time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, long time. And same with Katie, like Katie and Alice. Yeah, that doesn't give anything away. All the characters have been in my head for a while. The twin sisters, I was obsessed with Mary-Kate and Ashley growing up, so that was kind of an inspo. And just like for the back of the book, think twin sisters who are every stereotypical twin you can think of, connected at the hip, but totally opposite, but no one can tell them apart. And I really wanted something tragic and kind of heartbreaking, and also challenging the definition of what a happily ever after really looks like. But the back of the book would be like these twin sisters have something tragic happen to them, and only one of them survives, and you have to figure out which one, and you have to figure out why this bad thing happened, and is it really what it looks like or not.
I think that the you are hitting it right on the head, but I also think that this is just like making people want to read it more, because it's like it is a mystery vibe, it's a suspenseful vibe in a way. Like there's mystery to it, there's twists, there's turns. You have to be really careful with how you explain it right now, because it could really alter somebody's experience reading it for the first time. So these are some hard questions to ask you without like blowing this out of the water. I'll put a big spoiler alert just to be safe.
I wanted it to read, and I don't know if it hit like this, but I wanted it to read like an Emily Henry novel with a dark side. And so I don't know if that kind of
put it. And I think the dark side of it was something I went in completely blind, and I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, oh my gosh, like this was like, it made it addicting and like very different than any book I've read as far as like the twists and stuff go. Like it was I'm trying to see how hard it is for me to talk about without giving anything away. Like it was just very so hard. it was such a fun read. And now I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna be on a trip in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna be rereading it again because I'm like already excited to dive back
Oh
into
my
it. And now
gosh.
that I know what unfolds, like reread it.
Find the
Um,
Easter eggs because
it's
they're fun. Like you can go through
yes,
it again. Like
yes,
editing it was fun. And I was just kind of like, oh, I should add this because they won't think that that's anything, but in the end, it's something.
yes. I think that that's why I love this book so much, and I love like When We Were by Diane Elliott Graham, which is what really like led me to your book. Is I love it when an author can like surprise me and shock me and give me a twist that I don't see coming. Like I crave it because sometimes there's some very predictable twists. No, for me, like a real twist is like I don't see that coming, or it's so different than any other book's twist, and that's kind of what puts your book and her book in my mind in a completely like different category because like the twist is just like so good and it's like very hard to talk about. And I'm always begging people, please read these books so that I have somebody to talk about it with because like right now it's just so hard. It's so hard to
It's
talk
hard
about it
not
without
to
giving
give
it away.
anything away. Like if we had like a
Yes,
spoiler, conversation,
yes,
I could go into all the details of like why I did this and what happened
yes,
here and the last minute twist that I added that really I think just
yeah.
tied it all together, which we can talk about offline too. But it
I feel like we should do like we should record an episode that's just like deep dive into it, and it's like don't even turn this episode on until like you read this book, and then come watch this episode. It's like we could just like go all in. Yeah,
like
yeah,
DVDs in the early 2000s where you watch the movie and then they had all that bonus content where you watch like the behind the scenes. Like
yes,
that was my favorite part of
yeah,
movies.
me too. It's like, can I just get to that, please? Exactly.
I'm down.
I
Whenever
just
you
love
want, you just
that.
call me.
Perfect. Awesome. I will be bothering you for that. All right. Pink, blue, orange, green.
I'm gonna go pink again.
PINK. 3, 4, 7, 8. Say
3.
3.
All of them.
Glasses next time. All right. Would you ever consider turning this book into a series?
Yes. I wrote it as a standalone because I personally prefer standalones. It makes me feel accomplished. I love series, I guess. Like I love Harry Potter. I love the ACOTAR series. Those are amazing and I like they have to be series. I want more. But I also really love a conclusion and like I feel accomplished like I did it. I read this.
Yeah.
It's on the shelf. I treasure my books. They're my babies. But I have thought about it a lot and I've had a few people ask like we want, more about the characters in the end and without giving spoilers, and we want a continuation story or we want like an origin story from the twin sister who died, like what was her life like and how did it get to where, like what was her life like before she died, what was their life like growing up, or even like a Trevor continuation story too. So I've thought about it. I have 3 books outlined and in my head that need to come out
Yeah.
before I can give
Yes.
that the time that it would really deserve. So it will be a while, but I have thought about it, yes.
It's going to be a question I followed up with do you have like a work in process right now that
I do.
and I feel like I've seen you not sneak peek it, but like tease it a little bit that you were working on something.
I'm so excited for it. And I don't want to say more so than Adopting Secrets because I think each book has its own place. But
Yes.
it's a very fictionalized version of my story, which
Aww.
it just means so much to me. My we'll go heavy for a second. My dad passed away in 2022, and we found him. He overdosed. So, my whole world just shattered. And actually, that's why I wrote Adopting Secrets, is because I just needed to not grieve for a second. And so I just sat at the computer the entire month of November and just pretended like literally nothing else existed. But my dad was a really cool person, and he traveled, and he was a hairdresser on an Alaskan cruise. He drove a double-decker bus in London. He was a surfing instructor in Maui. So it's a love story of this girl who finds her dad deceased, and she's his only kin. And so she is cleaning out his cabin and finds his journal of all of his adventures from the early 80s. And so she decides to go on like an eat, pray, love sort of adventure of retracing his steps to find the person he was before he was an addict. And she ends up meeting Adam.
I love that.
I mean, I love Adam. I cannot wait for you guys to meet Adam. You guys are going to love Adam.
I'm just like already so excited. Like bothering you. Like, when's it going to come out? When are you going to be done?
I haven't given it a full date. I would love it to come out by Valentine's Day 2025 is my goal. Sooner might happen, but definitely early next year. And yeah, she, you know.
Oh my gosh. It was so exciting.
So it's dual point of view. It's the dad's love story in the 80s and like his adventures in comparison to her following his steps and finding someone who reminds her a lot of her dad. And there's this incredible resolution at the end. I'm so excited, but it's going to be fun.
I am like, now I'm just like dying to know what happens. And I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. That is so sad. And if I was a person, I would be giving you the biggest hug. That is, I can't imagine what you went through.
It wasn't a great time.
But I know that this book, I know this book will definitely be a nice like tribute to him. And I'm excited to read that. Sounds amazing. The last question I want to ask about Adopting Secrets before we move on to the next part is, if you had to pick a 90s show or song that you think would represent Adopting Secrets, what would it be?
Oh, crud. Specifically 90s?
Oh, no. Or like early 2000s. Sorry. Like a nostalgic-y song or show.
Hilary Duff comes to mind for her songs like Coming Clean.
Yes. I could see that. And I remember that music video. It was like in the rain, I think, or something like that.
Yes. It was very angsty and like, you know, like moody. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And there's a lot of healing that I think happens in this book. And so that's what I feel like Coming Clean kind of falls into it a little bit. And also that was my first concert. So I love Hilary Duff.
No, I totally agree with like the Hilary Duff Coming Clean. I think that's a perfect choice, and I never would have thought about that. That would have been a great song for me to put in the review that I made. Summer.
Oh, I'm still obsessed with your review, so that's fine.
I was so excited to like be able to use it. Your book, Adopting Secrets, was the first book that I used with my new template and like redo of the profile. So it will always be very special to me.
I saw it.
It took me a while to get it posted because I was like trying to perfect it.
It's great. I saw it in the pictures you used. I actually like teared up because I was with my husband and I was like, babe, someone sees my book the way that I see my book. Like the pictures and the vibe. I was like, this is the vibe of my book. So
I love it.
Made me
that makes me so happy because like I make those reviews as I'm reading the book, and it really is like if I were to scrapbook the book I'm reading and like how I feel the book and how I see the book and things that stand out to me. And I just like I do when I read these books, like I do connect with them, and really like just soak them up and absorb them. And it's really fun to make the reviews with that. And I had a blast making the Adopting Secrets one. It was so fun. And I think like when I was looking at my Instagram insights, I'm pretty sure like it was my number one saved post. Something like that. Either my number one saved. It had some like achievement recently.
Nice.
I'll have to check it, and I'll message you whatever the achievement was. I was very excited about it. Yeah. Now the throwback game part of this episode, and you have to pick one of 3 throwback games, and they all have like a bookish spin to them. Your options are Never Have I Ever, Truth or Dare, or Match. They will all have a bookish spin.
My millennial heart is saying MASH. Because that's what I
okay.
But
I have my paper right here and
yay!
my pen. So the only weird part is I'm going to write it and have to show it to you like this, but I'm not as high tech as I'd like to be with you being able to see what I'm writing. So for those folks who watch this episode, if you don't know what MASH is a fun game that might still be played today for all I know, but was definitely played in the 90s and early 2000s. The game's called MASH. M stands for mansion, A stands for apartment, S stands for shack, and H stands for house. And then for the husband part, you get to pick 2 names and I get to pick 1 name. What 2 names would you like?
I'm gonna go Trevor Daniels because that's mine. And Aaron Blackford from The Spanish Love Deception.
His name was Black. Is that what you said?
I think it's Blackford. Yes.
I can't really remember. Okay.
It's either Blackford or Blackstone, and I'm like totally gonna get it wrong, but we could just put Aaron from The Spanish Love Deception.
Let's put Aaron. Yeah. And then I'll pick 1. I'm going to pick. I obviously didn't think about this beforehand. I'm gonna pick Mike. Very plain. I'm just gonna pick a Mike. I have a method to my madness, and I'll explain it when we're done with this. Okay. Then, job is the next category. So you pick 2 jobs. I pick 1 job.
Okay. Personal chef.
Ooh.
Oh, come on, Noelle. Think of another job. Advice columnist.
Love. These are very unique. I love this. All right. And then I will pick, I just got done reading a sports romance, so I'm going to say referee.
Oh, there you go.
You know, like I don't even know how to spell referee. I'm going to pretend I do. Sure. Okay. And then number of kids.
Oh, geez. 1 and 2.
I'm going to put 4.
Okay.
Okay. And then I want you to pick 2 of your favorite tropes, even though we already talked a little bit about them. And then I'll pick 1 of my favorite tropes.
I'm going to pick Brother's Best Friend, even though I haven't actually read A Brother's Best Friend yet. I just know I'm going to like it. I just know that would be
You will love it. I just read a really amazing one called Love on the Waiver Wire. It was so cool. I read it in January, but I just reread it for an interview, and it's so good.
I'm adding to TBR. Yes. And Enemies to Lovers, because that one's great too.
There you go. And then we'll say Boss Romance. Okay, so we have the husband. You can't really see it. Job,
no, I can.
Number of kids. Okay, and trope. So I'm going to start doing this swirly thing, the spiral. That's what it's called.
Yes.
And you have to tell me when to stop. Okay, so I'm going to start in 1, 2, 3. You can tell me when to stop. Okay. and now I have to count. I'm like, this is just bringing back so many memories because like I make these on Mondays, but like I don't actually make these on Mondays. So this is bringing back a lot of memories.
I feel like I'm 14
Okay,
again.
so I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It connects at 8 different places, or there's like 8 different spots. So now I have to start. This is like educating those folks who maybe never played MASH. Now I have to start crossing every 8th thing off until we get one from every category. So give me one moment. This is where I need some elevator music.
I'm gonna end up in a shack, married to Mike with 4 kids. Yeah, you can have Come Clean in the background, sped up. Oh, yeah.
This is getting very interesting.
Oh, shoot. Don't say that. Oh.
Also, like, kind of therapeutic.
I know. Why did we stop playing these? We need to play these more often, like game nights. Like, bring out MASH.
I know. I agree. I 100% agree.
I'm doing this at my next game night. Wine and crudités with MASH. It'll be sophisticated.
Okay, we have your MASH results. So,
Oh,
this is like with the bookish twist, of course, hence the tropes in this. And I'll read you your results and tell you what came to mind. So, your husband is Trevor Daniels.
Oh, heck
You live in a
yeah.
house. I know. You live in a house. He's now a referee. You have 4 kids.
Well, Trevor,
You have 4 kids. And the trope, yes. Oh, easily. More than that. The tropes would be brothers.
There we go.
So
I'm just constantly pregnant.
Picture of our game.
Check it out. Like, I don't hate that. That's okay. I'm good with that.
I love it. That was fun. Oh my goodness. All right. And then to really close this episode, I have a very important question to ask you. And that question is, if you had to pick one Spice Girl to be, who would that Spice Girl be?
Ooh, posh Spice.
Very nice. I see it. Yes. All the style. Absolutely. I love that. All right, Jessica, thank you so much for being on this episode. I really appreciate it. Thank you for writing Adopting Secrets and sharing it with us. And I cannot wait to see what you write next. You know, I'm going to download it, buy it, whatever, the second it comes out. But thank you so much. And thanks for entertaining me with these fun 90s and early 2000s games. I loved having you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun. What a blast from the past.
Absolutely. And can you tell our viewers where they can find you on social media? And I'll also include links in the caption, and also where can they purchase, where can they purchase Adopting Secrets?
Yeah, so I'm mostly on Instagram. My handle is at jessica.noelle. I'm also on Threads, same handle. I am on TikTok, Jessica Noelle. I just don't post there as often, but I am there. And you can find Adopting Secrets in all the stores online that we love. Target, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, a couple smaller thrifty books also carry it. I'm trying to get it into some local bookstores. So for those of you who aren't local, Amazon, Target, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I will add all those links to the caption for people to be able to click and find. And thank you again, Jessica.
Thanks for watching this episode of She's All Books. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at She's All Books. If you're interested in appearing as a guest or partnership opportunities, please check out the links in the caption.